KEMPEROL AC is a particularly rapid curing system for interior and exterior areas. This generation of liquid polymers makes it possible for long-term protection of, say, a balcony to be completed in a single day. This two-component system can be used as a waterproofing system or a coating. It is suitable for new structures and also for the renovation of balconies, terraces, floors and parking decks. KEMPEROL AC is available in 6 attractive colors. The following products are available: KEMPEROL AC and Hardener, KEMPEROL AC Quartz Sand Mixture, KEMPEROL AC Finish and Hardener, MEK Cleaning Agent, KEMPEROL Fleece, KEMPEROL AC Microchips, mortar barrel, wooden stirrers, Perlon rollers, various tools and personal protective equipment. Thorough pre-treatment of the substrate is a prerequisite for a successful result. The substrate to be treated must be clean, dry and sound. Where possible, previous systems should be removed and joints raked out. Then the surface to be treated should be thoroughly swept. A substrate sample is taken to measure residual moisture. It is reduced, sifted and weighed. You then add a carbide cartridge and transfer the sample to the CM testing device and close the container. A reading can be taken after the container is thoroughly shaken. Then the adhesive strength test is performed. Remove drills, drill rods, coat the testing stamp with the special adhesive and place it onto the drilled surface. Now the measuring device can be connected and the value can be measured. Then the ground temperature and the surface moisture are measured. When all of the measurements have been performed successfully, tape off the wall joints carefully. Put on protective goggles and gloves and a breathing mask for enclosed areas before mixing KEMPEROL AC primer. Open KEMPEROL AC primer component A. Remove the lid and stir in the KEMPEROL AC hardener. The required quantity of the hardener depends on the temperature of the material. The working life is 15 minutes for a material temperature of 20 degrees and 2% AC hardener by weight. It is important, therefore, to apply the primer immediately after mixing. The edge details should be treated first. Apply the primer evenly with the Perlon roller until the substrate is completely coated. Material accumulations should be avoided. In order to level the surface, a primer and sand slurry can now be applied onto the still fresh primer. The mixed primer is transferred to a clean, larger container. Add kiln-dried quartz sand and stir it in evenly with an appropriate mixing device, here a purpose-made mixer. Pour the complete mixture directly from the pail onto the surface to be treated. Then spread it wet on wet with the smooth trowel onto the fresh primer and distribute evenly. Be particularly careful around edges and joints. In order to ensure wet-on-wet application, large areas should be separated into smaller application sections. This is necessary because of the main characteristic of KEMPEROL AC products, which is the rapid hardening time. Therefore, you should mix only as much material as you can apply within the pot life. After applying the sand and primer slurry, the entire area should be leveled. The newly primed surface is rainproof and can be walked on and coated again after only 30 minutes at a temperature of 20 degrees. Waterproofing with KEMPEROL AC is as follows. Areas in danger of cracking, like wall-to-floor junctions, must be sealed with fleece reinforcement before coating. Exterior and interior corners are first reinforced. Square pieces of fleece are cut out of the fleece and are folded twice in the middle. You then cut out a circle and cut it from the edge to the middle point. In this way you obtain 4 even fleece pieces in one operation. After all fleece pieces have been prepared, thoroughly stir the KEMPEROL AC until a uniform color is achieved. Then sprinkle in the KEMPEROL AC hardener according to the application instructions and mix thoroughly. The working time of the mixed KEMPEROL AC is 20 minutes at a material temperature of 20 degrees Celsius with 2% hardener. Now to reinforce the corners. The fleece is immersed in the resin, squeezed out and then carefully positioned in the interior and exterior corners. During these steps, please remember the gloves and protective goggles. Apply the material with the brush until the fleece is completely saturated. Then smooth out the fleece and remove any air bubbles. For the upstands, immerse the fleece pieces in the KEMPEROL AC resin, squeeze out excess material and carefully position. After smoothing out the fleece strips, round off the corners as shown. Then, apply the material evenly with the brush and smooth out the material again. Now the corner areas are treated to bridge cracks. Longer fleece strips can also be applied using the immersion procedure. The fleece is soaked in the material as described and squeezed out. Then place it 1 meter at a time on the wall joint, straighten it out and apply further material. Use the purlon roller to smooth all air bubbles out of the fleece. The following is the procedure to treat enclosed joints. Apply KEMPEROL AC directly from the container to the joint. Apply the fleece immediately as the material hardens rapidly. Wrinkles and creases should be rolled out. Then apply the KEMPEROL AC resin with the purlon roller until the fleece is completely saturated. The quantity ratio for initial and subsequent application is 2/3 and 1/3. Thoroughly smooth out air bubbles from the fleece. The treated surface is rainproof and can be walked on after 35 minutes. Treatment can continue after only an hour. To mix KEMPEROL AC coating, as always, open the container and strip off the cover. Then stir the material thoroughly until a uniform color is achieved. Add and mix in the AC hardener. Then move the mixture to a larger container, ensuring that no residue remains. Stir in the KEMPEROL AC quartz sand mixture. The working life is 20 minutes at a temperature of 20 degrees with 2% hardener. Distribute the KEMPEROL AC coating over the entire surface immediately after mixing. Then it is lifted with a 6mm tooth trowel to ensure an even layer thickness. You should strip in one operation with the smooth trowel side. All uneven areas should be carefully evened out. The layer thickness is approximately 3 mm. Then any possible air pockets in the material are removed with a spike tooth roller. Now shake out the material again and proceed in the same manner. First the tooth trowel, then smooth out, then aerate thoroughly with the spike tooth roller. Due to the rapid hardening time of KEMPEROL AC, special care should be taken that no more material is mixed than can be applied within the pot life. In order to ensure wet-on-wet application, large areas should be separated into smaller application segments. Working in teams can be advantageous in this situation. Product usage for a layer thickness of 6 mm is 4 to 5 kilograms per square meter. At 20 degrees Celsius, the coated surface is rainproof after 35 minutes and can be walked on. You can continue with the final stage of the coating process, the top coat, after only an hour. The finish is used to seal the surface. First, stir KEMPEROL AC finish thoroughly until an even color results. Then mix in the KEMPEROL AC hardener. At a material temperature of 20 degrees Celsius with 2% hardener, the mixture has a pot life of 20 minutes. Begin application immediately after stirring. First, apply KEMPEROL AC finish to the side edges evenly. Then flood the surface to be treated. Distribute the material evenly with the Purlon roller. You can then sprinkle KEMPEROL AC microchips into the wet material by hand or blow them in with a chip gun. KEMPEROL AC finish is matte, rapid curing, decorative, and most of all, ultraviolet resistant. The surface is rainproof at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes and can be walked on after an hour. KEMPEROL AC, a complete solution by KEMPER System.